Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Mower Man, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be working on this rather nice looking Hater two-stroke trimmer, whippersnipper line trimmer. It's a Hater BE230, but this has got the reverse start on it, which is quite a unique little feature. It actually looks very, very similar to the Komatsu Shindawa style type of trimmer by the looks of the engine. And by the looks of the on-off switch as well. So it looks very, very similar to that. So quite a hardy machine, hopefully. Now, I picked this machine up from the gentleman that I normally buy all my two-stroke and mowers from, the recycle centre. So it's been thrown away for some reason. Now, I have put a new fuel line on this because the fuel line was actually broken. I thought that would be a quick little fix. Didn't do a video on it. However, it still won't run. It will fire, but that's about as much as you're going to get out of it. So I had a carburetor apart, I put a new diaphragm in, and the carburetor on this you cannot tune other than just one little tiny jet on the top, which would be for your idle. There is no fast running jet externally on this carburetor. So it is quite old. I'll try and find a year for you. 2005 is the year. So I decided I'll take a little pinch luck on it, and I'll buy myself one of the cheapest carburetors money can buy off of Amazon. And I bought one of these two-stroke carburetor off of Amazon, and it cost me the massive sum of £8. So £8, will an £8 carburetor get me up and running again? Now this doesn't actually have an impulse hole on the back of here. See that? Doesn't actually have one. There's a little divot for it, but it doesn't actually have one. It's an internal hole on the inside of a carb. So yeah, there's a little tiny hole on the inside of a carb, and you can see that. But the actual impulse hole there is not drilled all the way through. Just going to double check it's not actually a cheap design flaw. I want to check the other one, make sure that's exactly the same. So you got two for sort of 16 quid. Yeah, the other's exactly the same as well. So, okay, we're going to try that out, see if that works or doesn't work. So, can you get your line trimmer up and running, working with a cheap Chinese copy? This is a B01MO8MNYB grass trimmer, made in China. Mass produced and probably not the highest quality, but I just thought, do you know what? I'll give it a go. For 8 quid, what have I got to lose apart from 8 quid? If this is the first time you're watching Micks Mowers and Mower Man, hit your subscribe button and whack the old bell. Set notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload another video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Let's get the carburetor off of the old one, get this fitted, and see how it gets on. Right, so up on the bench is this little tiny Hater strimmer, which is just a manufacturer's name. But here's the little carby that I was telling you about, a brand new one. And you see the little impulse hole there, look. It's not drilled, it's drilled. There's a hole just inside there, which I'm assuming would line up with the impulse. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. For 8 quid, you never know. So as I say, this machine, I've already put some a new fuel line already on, because it was missing a fuel line was already broken. New fuel filter. The air filter is present, but it's a bit naff. And then in there we've got some little tiny Allen bolts, which is a bit different to what we normally have. Let me find the right one for that. It'd be quite a thin one, I would say. Probably that kiddie there. That's one I had out yesterday when I was working on this machine. Is that the one or not? No, that's the wrong one, Mick. That's too blinking big, isn't it? Can't be that one. Could be that one. Fine. It's now hunt the Allen key. That could be it there then. All right, let's try that one. That's it. So, we're going to remove the bolt. Now normally, as I say, I'll just do a diaphragm gasket change on these, and I did that, but it didn't make any difference. But to be fair, the whole carburetor was quite well badly gunked up. The needle was well stuck, and what have you. So I just thought, for the sake of it, we'd just buy another carb. So let's take the airbox cover off and then just remove this little tiny one there. And then on the back here, there's a couple of fuel pipes. Just release the pressure off your fuel tank a little tiny bit. You might get a bit of CPI, a bit of fuel in here. A pair of little long nose pliers. I just want to remove these fuel lines. There's one. There's two. Do that fuel line back up. So on the back of here, we have an impulse hole just here, you see. But on the other one, it doesn't have that, but there's another hole on the inside of a new carburetor, which is just up in here. This doesn't have that. So I'm going to remove this gasket very, very gently if I can, because I would like to try and keep that. There it is. So that's the carburetor gone. Now, it did say on the listing, this was a Walbro carb. That looks to be quite the same, although there's no, I'm seeing there's no O-ring on this one. So maybe someone else has been in here. But pound for pound, they look to be very similar. This one's a little bit longer. But pound for pound, they appear to be pretty much the same sort of setup, okay? So we'll go for that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a gasket on there anyway, because I don't want there to be any air leaks. That's the idea. And it will be pound for pound, a straightforward swap, okay? So now let's, and the difference with this one, I can actually tune this one. On the other one, there was no tuner. See? No tuner. Doesn't exist. It's not there. There's one at the top there. You can do that. That's no problem. So that's your slow idle circuit there, and the slow idle circuit there. But on this one, there isn't one. I've looked all over the carb, and there isn't one anywhere at all. But you can tune this one at the back. Okay. So let's hook it up. That fits in nice. It's already fitting now. If you're looking for a replacement carburetor for these sort of 25cc, 35cc sort of strimmers, then you want to be looking for an 11 millimeter throat. That's the idea. If you punch in 11 millimeter two-stroke carburetor, generally they all work. Okay. Now that's all fitted there nice. I'm just going to fit this to the strimmer, and I'm going to reattach my lines once I have it fitted. Okay. Now this machine, as I say, I've done a bit of work on it already, and it would start, it would cough, it would splutter, and that was it. That's all you could get out of it. So I just thought for £8, we'll have a go. Now most of the diaphragms you're getting anyway, sort of coming from China anyway. So you know, I buy them in multi-packs and what have you. So they're all coming from the same sort of warehouses, unless you buy genuine OEM parts. But I only paid sort of £15, £10 for the strimmer. I think it's £12 I paid for the strimmer in the end. That's all I paid for it, so I didn't pay a lot. Make sure the throttle was working. Yeah, that's working. Just want to make sure I double check that it all swings about on the top there like it should do. I'll show you that now. So just make sure that your throttle assembly is all hooked up as it should be. Here's your tick over adjustment screw there as well, and you can see that the whole lot is all working as it should do, but no problems at all. So that's all good. So the next thing to do is just double check your fuel lines. Now, generally, rule of thumb is your feed in fuel line, which is this one here, one with the filter on the end of it, that will go on the slightly thicker out of the two connectors onto your carb. Just double check the ends are not split. That's where most people go wrong when they take the fuel lines off. And if they are split, what you can do is you can literally just take a snippet off of the end of there, just enough to get rid of any broken parts, and then grab your fuel inlet or your feed pipe, and all we're going to do is just literally going to put that onto the back of that carby. Like that. Just feed it on. There it goes. Now, if you've got not quite enough room, just pull that pipe up a touch, just to get enough in there. There it goes, lovely. I'm just going to push that fuel line back down into the tank. And then with your return, that will just slide on in lovely, no problem at all. And there's your return. So the other carb would in fact prime. Priming wasn't an issue, but it just wouldn't run. Right, I had just noticed one mistake out of many. I put this airbox on, just ran the wrong way. Although it fit, it's actually got to go just round the other way. So the choke's up the top. So all I'm going to do is just going to take these bolts out quick. Pick that airbox up, turn it round. It's got to go that way, like so. So it chokes actually up the top. Just line up the carb again and just double inspect the gasket at the back because mine's fallen off. Put that back on again, make sure my impulse hole is lined up despite the fact there's not a hole for it. That's it. It's important to leave your mistakes in the videos, guys, because if I go wrong, you'll go wrong. Let's do them back up. Now I've got to buy a new air filter for this. You can buy them for about 50p, but not a lot of money. But we'll have to do that because the air filter on here is not much cop. And it's quite an old machine, 2005. But as it's a hater, I thought, well, that's the name people like. So that's all I fix. The choke fits up here, you see. That sits in there. That should sit down like that, and we get our screwdriver. We'll wind that up in. Now, we'll take this outside in a minute and we'll go for a little fire up and see if an 8-pound carburetor has fixed this or not. But first things first, before we do, just want to show you the tuner on this and also the primer. So on the back here, of course, this is where the back of the carburetor is. You've got a tuner just here. Okay, if you guys can see that, so there it is there. Just a little tiny tuner, a little tiny flat head there, which is nice. So you can tune your high revs up. So ideally, if it's not running right, you gun the throttle so it's running flat out, and then you just move this tuner left or right, nice and slowly, little tiny sweeps, little tiny micro adjustments until you find the machine absolutely screaming its head off. And then you just back off a little tiny bit till you find that little tiny, what we call the sweet spot. Once you've found that, you'll be good to go. And also, this machine, although it was priming, just want to double check, this is now going to prime on this carburetor. So I've got a little tiny primer bulb right down here at the bottom. There it is there. Just want to make sure that's actually going to prime for me. So a couple of pumps. There you go, filling up. Lovely. So that's priming, as it should do, and you can see the fuel is returning back to the tank as well. Okay. So we know we have actually got a priming carburetor now, so let's take it outside and give it a little fire up and see what happens. How do we fix the machine? For £8. For those of you that are interested, I still do have my little Luba, which I've just sent out to cut, because I want to cut the cylinder mower today. So I've just sent Luba out to go and do a quick cut down to about 30 mil. It's had quite a few upgrades since you guys probably last saw it. It's now got a multi-turn feature. It no longer just shunts backwards and forwards. It's now got like a multi-turn, which is quite a nice feature. And we've got new wheels for it now. But here's my little tiny Luba. I've got new sensors on it as well, which have been updated. So you can go in front of it and it will slow right down. See, slows down until it actually hits something, and off it goes. Go on, Lube. There it goes. So I have been using it quite a lot. I do like to cut my own grass, but on the rare occasion, 8:30 at night, we've got rain coming the next morning, I decide to just get the lawn cut before the rain comes in. I can set Luba up, off it goes, does its own thing. I get some Brucey bucks. Yeah, they do Brucey bucks over here in England as well. Brucey bucks for cutting the lawn 8:30 at night. It's quiet, doesn't annoy the neighbours. See how it turns now. Let's see if it's in turning. So it's no longer scuffing the grass. It's got like a differential update to it. It's quite a good update actually. So that's that. So nothing's changed there. Luba is still working fine. We're going to need to do some blade changes on there. Of course, a day wouldn't be a day with Micks Mowers without a quick look at Nana's pants. Oh, and Nana's bra. Nana, what's that all about? Nana,
Wash day.
What do you mean wash day? Why aren't they matching? Nana, you got a peach pair and a blue pair. What if you got hit by a bus tomorrow?
Well,
What would the doctor say?
got a good colour.
That's not a colour match, is it? Pink. Is that pink or is that peach? It's peach, isn't it? Peach and blue knickers and bra. What's that all about? God, you're a classy bird, you, Nana. Right, so that's Nana's pants for you. I know you like seeing Nana's pants. They appear in most of my videos. I don't know what it is. Every time I get the camera out, she's always got to get her pants out. It's unbelievable. I think she's looking for a younger man. So watch the Luba turn now. Look, I know we're divulging from subject. watch Luba turn, it doesn't scuff. See how the one's wheels go slower than the other? So there's no scuffing involved now. Back up, this side here be slower, this side here is faster, so there's no scuffing. So that's good. So yeah, so Luba's all up and running, doing what it should be doing, cutting the grass. I can get the cylinder mower out a bit later on. So let's get you guys and girls set up. Now I haven't tried to fire this little strimmer up yet. Okay, I don't do that. Let's get you guys set up over here in the sunshine, because we've got a bit of sun today. We've got a little bit of wind. Where's Luba going to go next? Where's Luba been? Not Luba. I think Luba's been about there. We'll try there, see what happens. Luba's going to come back and bump into my tripod. Right, so let me go and grab a flat-headed driver, just in case I've got to tune it, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab that orange handle one. Do you want to come outside, Pip? And go outside and chase a robot mower for half an hour? Right, let me undo your lead. Right, away you go, that's it, nice and steady. Good dog. So Pip's got a thing about the Luba. She loves chasing Luba. I tried to get a shorter Luba actually sat on the back of it, but she won't sit on it. Right, so I've got my screwdriver in case I've got to tune it, but hopefully I won't have to. So this has got a reverse start. So you pull the cord out. Right, let's choke it. Pull the cord out. You don't see a lot of them over here. Pull the cord out, nothing happens, but it's not until you get to a certain point and then you release it, that's when it actually will fire. Okay, a bit of a weird one, but that's what it is. Right, so turn it on. Let's give that some pumps and see what we get. Where's my dog? She's there. That fired, off choke. Let's increase and tick over rev slightly, up the top. Now it's already doing more than what it did last time. Oh, and Anna stalled out. Get a few more pumps. Choke it. Off choke. Try and tune the back end of this just so we can get it to rev a bit higher than that. But I think the cord wants cutting on the spool. Let me just turn it off quickly. I think my cord's a bit too long, and you'll never be able to tune it if the cord is too long. Let me grab a pair of snips. I just want to cut that. Just so it's long enough and not too long. It's actually hitting the guard. It is a bob feed head as well. That's quite cool. Right, let's just cut that off about there, and that off about there. We'll put it out of the way. I don't want your dog chewing that. Right. Now remember, little screwdriver, little screw at the back. I said might want a bit of a tune. So let's just see what it sounds like once we get it running, and I can just tune it out the back slightly, okay? That sounds better already with the nylon being cut back. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. It's revving a bit high. Now it's warmed up. Just going to adjust a little idle screw back. What a lovely little thing that is. But didn't need tuning. Quick little fix, £8 carburetor off of Amazon, the cheapest one I could buy. And it runs, it starts, cuts, does everything it should do. You can't complain about that. And just a little something extra, I've just sprayed up the front of that with some aluminium oxide paint there, zinc paint, just to sort of tie it up a bit more, just so it looks a bit tidier. But apart from that, that'd be good to go. Nice little strimmer, Hater as well, good name, and cheap little carburetor on there from Amazonian. I don't think you can go wrong. And there you go, look who's just come in to join us right at the end of the video. Where you been?
What?
Where you been?
Nowhere.
Yes, you have, because I've been down here, so where you been?
I just can't see you.
I know you come to see me, but what have you been doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. You've been upstairs on your TV?
Yeah.
Who you got come around today?
Ellie,
Ellie, Lily and Auntie Shah come and see you, aren't they?
Yeah.
Leave your lip alone because you're pulling your skin off your lip. I know you are. So there you go. One little Hater strimmer, all up and running with a cheap little Amazon carburetor, which I got for £8. £8. I'm not saying all the same, but you know, I just thought I'd just do a quick little trial there to get a machine up and running for £8. Machine runs fine. It was a bit slow to start originally, but I think a brand new carburetor needed to get fuel inside the diaphragm system, what have you. But no, it runs. It didn't need tuning, and I should now test it on and on throughout the day, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Make sure it's doing what it should be doing, and any fine tuning that is required. I'll let you know if I do need to, but do you know what? I don't think it does. Once I cut that cord off of the strimmer head, it revved that absolutely beautifully. So yeah, a nice little strimmer, which I paid about £12 for, plus an £8 carburetor, and I bought two for £16 because my Titan, that'd be the same carburetor on my Titan as well. So as when my Titan starts mucking about, I can put a new carburetor on there. So if you found this video very helpful at all, then hit the subscribe button and whack the old bell.
Ding!
That way you'll be told next time we upload another video. So look forward to seeing this episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, guys and girls, much more importantly, take it easy.
Oh,